Hello, this is Nolan Devine here with Fire Tech 103 along with Curtis Ryken, and today we are speaking about portable fire extinguishers. Before we get started, I'm going to go into the history of fire extinguishers and go from there. Fire is a basic necessity for survival, yet is also the deadliest and unpredictable element. Since the early 1800s, man has looked for ways to protect homes and businesses from fire-related disasters and injury. And in 1818, British Captain George William Manby invented the first fire extinguisher. Since the 1800s, fire extinguishers are active safety devices that are required in the homes, workplaces, restaurants, and mostly all places that are acceptable to fire. These are a person's first line of defense in containing the fire, and there are 5 types of extinguishers that are used for these items. Class A, B, C, D, and K. There's different kinds of fire extinguishers. One, for example, is a water extinguisher, and it's filled with regular tap water and pressurized with oxygen. The best way to remove the heat is to dump water on the fire, but depending on the type of fire, this is not always the best option. Another kind of extinguisher is a dry chemical extinguisher, usually consisting of sodium bicarbonate, which is baking soda, or potassium bicarbonate, and it's pressurized with nitrogen. Baking soda is effective because it decomposes at 158 degrees Fahrenheit and it releases carbon dioxide, which smothers oxygen once it decomposes. Dry chemical extinguishers interrupt the chemical chain reaction of the fire by coating the fuel with a thin layer of powder or foam, separating the fuel from the surrounding oxygen. When used indoors, powder can obscure the vision or damage goods of machinery, and it's also very messy. Last but not least, there's a carbon dioxide extinguisher. It contains carbon dioxide, a non-flammable gas, and it's highly pressurized. The pressure is so great that it is not uncommon for bits of dry ice to shoot out when the trigger is pulled. CO2 is heavier than oxygen, so these extinguishers work by displacing or taking away from the oxygen from the surrounding areas. CO2 is also very cold, so it also works by cooling the fuel. And carbon dioxide is ideal for fires involving electrical apparatus and will also extinguish Class B liquid fires. But it has no post-fire security and the fire could reignite, so watch out. Alright, so before you use your fire extinguisher, be sure to read the instructions before it's too late. Although there are many different types of fire extinguishers, all of them operate in a very similar manner. This, for example, is a basic ABC fire extinguisher. Even though extinguishers come in different sizes and variations, they all operate in a similar manner. And here's how I'm going to demonstrate how to use one. It's called the pass system. Alright, so for the pass system, the P stands for pulling out the pin, so that way we can use the handle. So the A in pass stands for aim. You're going to aim the nozzle towards the base of the fire, but not the flame itself. The S stands for squeeze. You want to stand approximately 8 feet away from the flame and squeeze the handle down to discharge the extinguisher. If you release the handle, the discharge will stop, and when you pull the safety pin and squeeze the lever pushes on an actuating rod, which presses the valve down to an open passage and then out the nozzle. The compressed gas is released, and therefore the extinguishing agent is then released. Alright, the last S stands for sweep. You're going to sweep the nozzle back and forth at the base of the fire. After the fire appears to be out, watch it carefully as it may reignite. A typical fire extinguisher contains about 10 seconds worth of extinguishment. So this could be less if it's already been discharged before, and make sure to, when using it, to refill it right away. So now that I've talked about how to use a fire extinguisher, I'm going to pass it over to Curtis, and he's going to talk more about the different classifications.
This right here is a Class A, B, and C fire extinguisher that can be found in many home dwellings. Right here is the discharge hose with the discharge nozzle. This is the discharge trigger and the carrying handle. On the opposite side, we have the pressure gauge. These are the many components that make a fire extinguisher tick. As you all know, there are 5 different types of classes. There's Class A, Class B, Class C, Class D, and Class K. There are also different combination classes, such as Class ABC, which contains ammonium phosphate. Class A fire extinguishers are for ordinary combustible materials such as paper, wood, cardboard, and most plastics. A numerical rating on these types of fire extinguishers indicates the amount of water it holds and the amount of fire it can extinguish. Class B fires involve flammable or combustible liquids such as gasoline, kerosene, grease, and oil. Numerical ratings for Class B extinguishers indicates the approximate number of square feet of fire it can extinguish. Class C fires involve electrical equipment such as appliances, wiring, circuit breakers, and outlets. Never use water to extinguish Class C fires. The risk of electrical shock is far too great. Class C fire extinguishers do not have a numerical rating. The classification for Class C means the extinguishing agent is non-conductive. Class D fire extinguishers are commonly found in a chemical laboratory. They are for fires that involve combustible metals such as magnesium, titanium, potassium, and sodium. These type of extinguishers also have no numerical rating, nor are they given multi-purpose rating. They are designed for Class D fires only. Class K fire extinguishers are found only in areas where cooking oils are used, such as restaurants. They are to put out fires that involve animal and vegetable oils and fats. This is your Class A fire extinguisher. It is made with pressurized water. It is used to fight your ordinary combustibles such as wood, paper, and plastic. CO2 fire extinguishers, on the other hand, are for Class B and C fires. Carbon dioxide is best for extinguishing an electrical fire involving a computer or other delicate instrument in a workplace and leaves no dangerous residue after. CO2 fire extinguishers are just that simple. They have carbon dioxide in a firmly crammed compound of liquid. By releasing the compound into the air, the liquid compound turns into a mist of dry ice. Afterwards, this mist strongly chokes the base of the fire. Oxygen, which is needed to keep the fire alive, is neutralized by the coldness of the mist and the effect of the suffocation. This is a foam fire extinguisher. It is suitable for petrol and paints, as it can be used both for Class A fires and Class B fires. Foam extinguishers contain AFFF, aqueous film-forming foam, which are especially made to put out fires involving combustible liquids, and its foam cools solid material fires. When using a foam fire extinguisher, it is not a hassle at all. First, all you have to do is pull out the safety pin. Depressing the lever at the top of the cylinder, the foam is released under high pressure. Foam extinguishers will then stop the chemical reaction of the fire by coating the fuel with a foam cutting its connection with oxygen. Fire extinguishers come in many different shapes and sizes. There are 5 different classes of fire extinguishers, and it's really important that you should know which class is responsible for putting out which kind of fire. Knowing such information like this may just save your life one day. So study up, learn hard, and enjoy what you're learning about, because this information is very useful when it comes to fighting fires.
Alright, so in the event of a fire, remember that time is the biggest enemy and that every second counts. Try to extinguish the fire as quickly as possible, and if you can't, then get out as quickly as possible and then call for help.
Develop a home fire escape plan and designate a meeting place outside. Make sure everyone in the family knows 2 ways to escape from every room. Practice feeling your way out with your eyes closed. Never stand up in a fire. Always crawl low under the smoke and try to keep your mouth covered.
And remember, never return to a burning building for any reason. It may cost you your life. Alright, now finally, having a working smoke alarm system dramatically increases your chance for survival in a fire.
And remember to practice a home escape plan frequently with your family. I'm Curtis Riken.
And I'm Nolan Devine from Fire Tech 103, and thanks for watching.